So the niche can also not necessarily be real estate related. You can make your niche based on your personal passions and hobbies. So for example, an agent on my team, her name is Maytal, and she lives in a very family friendly neighborhood. And she is the real Denver mama. And her niche is just mommies. And it's working really well because she goes to mommy groups, play dates, gymboree, anything you can imagine. And she's the mommy agent. And guess what? She gets all these mommy buyers and mommy sellers. Right. And that in itself is a niche right there. It's a sphere of business, and she
really interesting. It's a marketing niche. It's not as much of what kind of real estate she represents, which I would assume in that niche, it's move up buyers, right? And people selling their houses, residential, traditional sales. But that's her jam is the mommy groups. And I'm assuming she has children. So that's naturally she's going to be part of these groups and say, hey, there needs to be an agent that represents this demographic.
Yeah. And she also says to them, you can bring your kids to showings, and it's a whole mommy friendly environment. Another way that we have like a niche is when we have, in terms of real estate, Michelle does only luxury. So she says, I only sell properties over $1 million. If the listing is less than $1 million, she's going to refer it out to somebody else, so that she says, I only sell luxury real estate. And that's a strong kind of like message.
Yeah, that's a line in the stand, dude. 800,000, we'll refer that one off to somebody else.
And she said that. She's like, I'm not going to take anything. If you're under $1 million, if your listing is under $1 million, I'll refer to somebody on my team because that's what I specialize in. And that was a risk. The bread and butter of the Denver market is not luxury real estate.
Right. 650, would you say is your average? 650
is our average. And even luxury realtors in a very heavy luxury market, the bread and butter is always going to be the mid-sized property priced homes. Yep. And she took the kind of risk. And let me tell you, the risk really paid off because she might not have the bread and butters, but she has a lot more luxury properties under her belt now.
When you look at time per hour of what she puts in versus the agent work in the 200 or 300 range, she's going to put in way less time. So for someone that says that's so stupid, why would you pass up a $800,000 deal? And I get this all the time because I also will take listings. I haven't sold since 2014, but I'll go on listing presentations, and I haven't even put the line in the sand at $1 million. My line's $10,000 an hour. So if I can go on a listing presentation and spend an hour or two kind of taking questions and then handing it off to someone else and make 10 grand in an hour, to me, that's well worth my investment in time. So it all comes back to that. But what's neat about her identifying who she is now people will only see her in front of $1 million property. They'll never see her sign in front of a $400,000 project. And so she will become what she wants to become based on the images now that she creates, and then the clients that she will eventually represent. And you said it's already taking off and working for.
Yeah, because it's also like a psychological warfare, because then the clients really want her sign in front with her name on it, because then everybody else knows that if her sign is in the front, their property's worth over $1 million too.
That is really cool. Yeah, I like that. All right, what else do we have? Is there anyone we haven't mentioned?
Yeah, we have one. Every one of them is different. We have the mom, we have the luxury.
Okay.
We have the fashion blogger. So Olivia, she is all about fashion, and she's the Denver look. And she connects with local boutiques and small businesses around Denver. And she wears their clothes, get this, to open houses and photo shoots and video shoots. And then she mentions the boutique in her kind of marketing. So she's modeling the house and her clothes their clothes at the same time. And she gets business from the boutique shop owners and their referrals.
Dude, that is really cool.
Yeah.
Good, so she's getting business. She's an influencer. These are all influencers.
A lot of
It's how do you become so this is what's so fascinating. So I got licensed 2006. I had to have a Facebook, college email address to get a Facebook account when I got into the business. So I actually used my University of Nebraska Omaha, EDU email address to be able to jump on Facebook. What's interesting is the agents of the past that are still selling today, their kids would be in like Little League, or they'd be in a dance group, or they'd be in piano or band, and they'd become friends with those parents. And that worked really well. You'd have 30 or 40 people with whom you influenced. Look at how technology, ladies and gentlemen, is allowing us to get into 1,000 times as many groups, 100,000 times as many groups. And you get to pick the group you want to be in. If your kid's not in Little League, that's okay. You could be in the T-ball foundation online on Instagram and become the T-ball fanatic, whatever it is. You'll have followers. And the thing that's beautiful is all the people that we know live in something. They either rent or own, but they domicile in a structure that has a roof on it. And they all need someone to help facilitate accessing that roof. And so I think all of these ideas, while the old me might have said this is kind of silly, it's 100% reality. And the people want to work with people who they know, like, and trust.